Yo, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? So we're here today with Chihayafuru episode 3 reaction. Now, we've met the three, I'm assuming the three main characters, Taichi, Chihaya, and Watase, I believe his name is. And basically just seeing how they all kind of grew to love the game as a child. I'm assuming we're going to stick with them as children and then essentially see where... what's the best way to sum it up? We'll see where they'll get better and better, and obviously and ultimately split up. Maybe. I mean, Taichi's still there and Chihaya is there. Obviously, Taichi has decided that he isn't going to play anymore. But I've actually thought about this, right? And it's actually funny. The game actually is basically just memory. Now that's really what it was. It's basically just, you know, the game of memory where like you pick one card and then you try and pick a card that's the same. It's basically that, just with precision and skill. So there's no actual like, okay, it's my turn now. I'm gonna pick this card and I think this card. It's basically that, just, you know, both players pick it at the same time. You're just picking a corresponding sentence. So someone actually linked the real life version, which was insane. It's just seeing how fast it was, like which is pretty much exactly what I expected. That's pretty much what I would do. I'd be like, yeah, an accidental elbow. That's what I would. I'd be like, I just like knock someone out just so I could win. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Again, I would cheat if I could get away with it. If it has to look like super accidental, so it can't just be like, it would have to be like, like the stretch the. That's how I would cheat. But hey, I'm a cheater, alright? Anyway, folks, Chihayafuru episode 3. Yeah. That's basically. You distracted us. There's competition in everything, bro. Sis. Competition in everything. There's only a winner. Of course. I don't know about sport, alright? I can see why, but it's like a discussion I had. By that logic, you'd say that Yu-Gi-Oh! Was sport. Because everything is a competition. By that logic, everything in life is a sport. Typically, sport really is, you know, associated with physical exercise. And then grabbing for the card, if that's a physical exercise, sure. Because it requires, you know, the physical speed as well as the mental speed. So I guess sure. But yeah, there are winners and losers in everything. That is an age-old rule. And thus, everything is a sport. Life is a sport. It's a race. Actually, no, it's a marathon. How well they match up against the best against adults. Let's see. Yeah. We don't have many people. Alright. That's the competitive spirit. I mean, she has the competitive spirit, but not the skills. He's got the competitive spirit and the skills. He's got the competitive spirit and some skills. He's probably memorized it all already. Okay. That's what it is, yeah. He is the best. Easily. Confidently, he's the best. We're a squad! Yes! Squad. All for one. One for all. Let's go. Nope, he's a nice. Ah, that's fine. That's what I was saying. I want to see how he does against the prodigies here. Become good enough. There you go. There you go. Ah, here we go. There is his for the game. Now it's up to you. Be careful you don't decapitate someone, bro. Just couldn't beat them, right? That's the crux, Shimus. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, it started. Oh no, it started. Oh, that here is his competitive, his super competitive edge. Please join the club. With that kind of speed, you just need to form a connection with all the cards. I'll win. Ah, shoot. I don't think they'll win. He'll do the best, but there'll be other people. Oh. So one of you. Oh my. Just a shame her sister isn't Chihaya's #1 fan. Nope. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, so you're so sad. Nah, that is the worst sister in the world, I have to say. The worst sister in the world. Yeah, about that. Yeah, about we saw the current times, eh? I moved on from Taichi. I'm done. I moved on from Karuta. I'm done. We saw that. Exactly. There are more important things in life. As I said, unless you're at the top of the top, there is no point risking it all for hobbies. So that's... The dream was short-lived. Short-lived. Oh shoot, that's serious. Alright. She'll arrive. Ah, he's sick. He's sick. That's gonna impact his performance. Ah, of course. Of course. Of course.
はいこれ何今朝真島くんが来てねメガネの子と一緒に
Chihayafuru. And she's off. And she's off. Alright, Senpai. Alright, Senpai. You... There she is. You know, Arata, you could play the game when you couldn't see. So now a little cold shouldn't stop you. And he does this. There she goes. The speed, the team. You gotta win, right? You gotta win, right? Oh, did they lose because of him? That's 2 out of 3. Yeah. There you go. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. There's always time to... Yeah. I wouldn't show mercy. Yeah. That's... Oh, that's cheating. Shouldn't it go to his side? He's the furthest away. That means that he moved the quickest. It should go to his side. Yep. That's why he went home early. Don't say that. Don't you dare all cry, damn it. Don't you dare all cry. Ah, stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. That's the squad. That's the squad. That's how it ends. That's the squad, alright? Straight up, that's the squad. Well, I was most certainly wrong. Because I thought this childhood part would be a season. I thought for sure the first season would be focused just on them 3 as children. That certainly does not look like it's the case. But yeah, that was a great episode. That was a great episode. Just kind of moving the times along. That's really what it is in a nutshell. It's just kind of moving the times along. But if I was them, to be totally honest, what I think I would do, because I think I would be more so like Taichi. I think that would really be how I would be playing this game. How I would be as a player. And that is, you know, I would know a lot of this. I would memorize a lot of them. I might not be like the best of the best, but I would still know a lot. Like out of all these 3 characters, I think I'm most closely associate myself with Taichi. Because Arata, he kind of just speed of lightning. You know, he just. Which is kind of how I am when I play against family members, because I don't want family members to ever beat me in anything. And even as a kid, I never wanted, even if I was playing simple games as a kid, I never wanted them to beat me. So every time we played, I'm going 120%. I'm going all out. But I definitely wouldn't be like Chihaya. I feel like what she needs to do really is, which is very similar to what she was trying to do, like considering 100 friends. I think what she needs is like 100 connections, more than anything. Because the Chihaya card, she knows that, she basically knows that in and out right now, perfectly in and out, because of the connection she's formed with that card. So if she starts doing that, like just kind of, instead of thinking of the cards, instead of thinking of the words, you think of stories, which is what I like a lot of people, not a lot, I can't say a lot of people, but a lot of like prodigies and whatnot in any field, that's what they usually do. They associate certain things with, in this case, colors instead of stories. So for example, I know a lot of people who are, I don't know what the word is. I think it's like syntheistic. I probably butchered that, how it's supposed to be said, but a lot of people, I believe it's called syntheistic, where they hear where they hear music, where they hear a note, and that ultimately, they associate that with color. So like, they hear a song, and for them, in their mind, it's just painting a lot of different colors. And that's basically what I would be doing if I was in Chihaya's position. I would be, trying to paint these cards, make them all either a story that she can relate to, make a connection with them in some other shapes, form, manners, or whatnot. That she can associate perhaps with life, like important life aspects of important aspects of her life that shaped her, and then associate these cards to that. These poems, I should say, to that. For example, let's make a random poem up. The sun was shining bright as a summer's day. The leaves were green, and the sea was at bay. I don't know. All right, I'm just trying to make something up here. Right? You could associate that with, I don't know, the first time you learn how to swim. At the sea, at the beach or whatever, and it was summer. It's basically like have little connections like that. It's like basically like a mind palace in a way. Just connect phrases with certain situations, and that's how you could reliably get to things very quickly. Because it was this episode pretty much highlighted that, like, if she knows a word, nobody can take anything away from her. Like at the end, we saw it with Arata and her, going for the same piece, the Chihayafuru card, and she technically, I don't think that's, in my opinion, that's a stupid rule, I have to say, because if the card is closest to you, that means you have like a lot less reach. Like you literally just have to go like there instead of someone who has to like go all across and read something. So I personally feel like if you're reaching the card at the same time, it should belong to the person that is the furthest away from the card, not the person closest to the card. That's just my thoughts there, right? That's just the way I would the way I would do it if I was remaking this game in real life. If I was like in charge, I'm the head of the committee, I can now dictate the laws and the rules. That's exactly what I would be doing. Now the person the furthest away from the card would get the card. But I'm sure we'll see all three of them in the future. I mean, Chihaya basically just stated that as long as we play Karuta, we'll see each other again in the future, and that's most certainly what's going to happen. I'm pretty much guaranteed. I mean, we saw Taichi in the future. Arata is probably, traveling and playing professionally and everything. Like, yo, I'm traveling, I'm traveling, ooh, I'm traveling, ooh, I'm traveling. Like, probably a professional at this point, just traveling and beating everyone up in the game, becoming a legendary master like his grandfather. And, I definitely feel like, once they reach the top, once Chihaya and I don't know, Taichi, I feel like he'll come eventually around to the idea of playing Karuta again. I think it's going to take maybe like until season 2 or 3. How many seasons are there? I think 4, right? So like maybe, it's probably still ongoing. But like he'll probably come around like season 2 or 3 or 4 or so. And that's when he'll finally hop in and like he'll see his skill and everything for like 1 or 2 episodes. And then he'll be like, what, I've had enough. There's something like that. Like just to show you, oh yeah, this guy is dangerous, and then like you won't see him ever again until like maybe like the final season. We'll be like those 3 teaming up once more in one team and like going up against the guy we just saw, the fat dude, It was like, I want steamed, I want pork buns. You know, they'll go up against him in a 3-on-3 once more, and this time they will win, and they will be celebrating. But yeah, I mean, that's just my thoughts, right? Because this guy, you know, Arisa, you know, he was blind at one point, and in this episode he was, you know, sick, and he still didn't lose. So I can't see anybody beating him, right? I can't. None of the kids, none of the adults. I can't see anybody beating him. To me, right now, he is just the pinnacle. He's the pinnacle of, you know, he's at the pinnacle of the game. Of course, you know, in the future there'll definitely be people that are probably closer or equal to his level, or maybe, you know, surpass his level, and then we'll have a little, I don't know, rivalry, if you want to call it that. I don't know. All right, but as of right now, he is the best I've seen in this show in terms of the game itself. But that kind of goes back to what I said earlier, that like everything in life really is a challenge. Like if you view everything as a challenge, like I do, I view everything as a challenge. It's actually quite unhealthy of an attitude I have. It's a very unhealthy attitude I have, where I view everything. I basically, with anything I do, you know, if I actually care about it, I want to be the best at it, which is very, very bad attitude to have, because quite frankly, like I'm too dedicated, and also I'm too single-minded with everything I do, to the point where like I would often you know, just waste precious hours of my life just trying to improve, trying to be the best. And then once I like reach that, you know, either the best that I personally thought, or even the best that I personally thought I could get to, or the best of what I strive to be, you know, maybe not world champion or anything of that sort, but like the best that, you know, I think I can reach. Once I've done that, I pretty much stop it entirely. Like there's multiple things where I do it religiously for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then once I finally hit that point, the peak, the point where I think is my peak, I'm like, okay, I'm done, and I never ever touch it again. You know, that's basically me in a nutshell. It's quite an unhealthy thing, because I dedicate too much. You know, I would dedicate like 7, 8 hours on something, one thing for like 5 years, and then once I've hit that, I'm like, okay, I've had enough. It's not even me burning out; it's just me saying, okay, I've hit what I wanted to hit. Now there's, you know, and now I can stop. So I hope. Actually, no, that was a totally different point. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is that if you view everything in life as a challenge, everything becomes a competition, and everything becomes a sport. It's quite an unhealthy attitude to have, but it's also, it can be quite a fun one too. So it kind of reminds me of what they were talking about in the beginning of this episode, where they were like, you know, Karuta, it's a sport. It's not just fun and games. It's a sport. And yeah, everything that is a challenge is a sport. And that certainly, you know, you're challenging an opponent in this show. So, you know, and you're challenging your own physical and mental limits. So it's most certainly a sport. Regardless, folks, that's all I have to say personally. I will see you all, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. Until then, I hope you're all having a good day. Peace out, and bye. Hey everybody, if you liked this video, please be sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of these kind of videos, be sure to check out Patreon to get 1 week early access as well as full length. Until next time, everybody, peace out and have a nice day.